I had knee surgery December 18, 2018. Before I had the surgery, when I was first discussing it with Dr. Parvanatini, he asked if I wanted to be in a clinical trial, IGNITE. My husband's been in biostatistics, and with my background too, of course, we're great proponents of clinical trials.
So Sally was one of the several hundred patients we screened during the feasibility study, and she was one of our more engaged and educated and informed patients. So I explained to her the basis for the trial, which was that we're trying to see if we could easily test patients before the surgery to see how they metabolized codeine derivatives, and then use that to customize the therapy. When patients come in for any major procedure that could be potentially painful, such as orthopedic surgery, patients typically are very apprehensive about pain. That's one of their big concerns. They're worried about painful procedures. But at the same time, they're worried about the side effects of the narcotics, nausea, constipation, and quite a few patients are worried about addiction. So this type of information really allows more focused or personalized shared decision-making with the patient. And this is information that typically we don't have.
They took my DNA, and then about 2-3 weeks later, they notified me that I was in the control group, which was too bad, because then they were going to treat me as a control, just like they treat every other patient. I had the surgery, and after the surgery, the day after, I was taking pictures, I was texting all my friends, I had walked the full circle twice. I mean, I was a poster child for knee surgery. So at that point, I did start having a lot of pain, and they were consulting the pain experts, and they were trying everything they could. They had maxed out on how many pills they could give me, how much medication they could give me. So I wasn't thinking clearly at all, just because I had so much medication in my system. During that period is when I fractured my kneecap. So that morning I saw him, and he unveiled my results as a control. He decided to look and see what kind of metabolizer I was.
So her phenotype was one that wasn't responsive to codeine derivatives, and in fact that she wouldn't metabolize it appropriately to the point where it would have less effect on her. And so then we switched her to a morphine derivative.
And it worked beautifully. From the very first pill I took, it worked very well.
I would say Sally is a rare case. Typically we don't have that information. And in a case like Sally, it was a good example of how having the results would have helped us, because when we didn't have the results, I think she was getting suboptimal pain management despite having a high equivalent dose of narcotics. And then when she had a setback, then we found out actually that we could be more effective with a personalized approach.
But one thing I can say for sure, being a participant in that study made me feel that I was part of a team. I was part of something that was bigger than myself. So it enabled me to step back from my pain and observe what was going on and feel that I was in charge.
And so for those thousands of patients per year just in orthopedics, having this as part of a routine clinical practice, I think is a game changer. I think that'll be the next major step in terms of opioid reduction, but also very high patient satisfaction and very effective, predictable pain management.